proudly displaying its designation, South Bend 7-inch shaper. Very nice. And meanwhile, in dirtbag land, look at this. These got to get same treatment basically. We're going to scrape off everything that we can get off with the scraper, and then, you know, take some water to it. Look at this. Shop is filled with this sludge. This stage right here that I'm doing with the paint stripping and the degreasing, it's the worst part of the restoration. That leads to the most procrastination. This right here, this is what eats up the time, because you just know what you're in for. I mean, just look at all this. Disgusting. Filthy. But once you commit to doing it, you know, you get started, you get on a roll, and look at this. There's nowhere to put it all. You get on a roll, and when you see it starting to come to life, you know, get cleaned up, it's very motivating. Very motivating. I feel like a spackler. My poor saddle has become a depot for defunct paint, stripped paint. Slathering it all in there. Look at that. We're having a good time here on a Friday night in April. But the purpose of this is to just maintain one clean work area at a time. Now, this is kind of wet a little bit, sticky wet, so you know, I'm going to just wipe it a little bit with the rag here and just try to clean it up as best as I can before I continue scraping. I'm sorry, before I put more citrus strip on here. There's no harm, and you won't get in trouble if you use a rag just to wipe it down. I don't even have to brush this before putting the next coating on, the next layer of the citrus strip. Let me see what happens if I do brush it. You know what? I just might brush this a little bit, because there's some heavy spots, and what this does is at least it knocks some of them down. Yeah. It evens it out, because there's some thick spots that were stubborn, and I could get into here, into this groove, I'm sorry, into this little corner. So here's the ram, some rust here on the ways, a little bit, something like this, because it's just a little surface rust. What I'll do with that is I'll take the lemon and some salt. That will brighten up, as bright as the metal is, it will brighten up to that amount. Really shines metal up nice on smooth metal. You know, you don't want to use a lemon on like a placky kind of rust piece, but something real smooth like this with a little surface rust. Hit it with a some Scotch-Brite and WD first to remove anything stubborn, and then once you get it as clean as you could get it that way, then I come in with the lemon, and it really just draws out anything out of the pores. Got some scraping there, you can see, among some smears, but there's some nice scraping there. Stefan will be proud of that. He will be admiring that, no doubt. There you go, Stefan. There's some American scraping on a shaper. I'm going to actually put this right up on top of the base. As it awaits part 2, or round 2, of citrus strip. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the saddle here. This ghoulish sight. Oh my God, is this thing a mess. Right into the garbage can. Oh, you know what? One important thing I haven't mentioned about any of this, and this is kind of important. This is all old paint, and you know what's in old paint, and that's lead. I do make it a habit of getting all the newspapers, all the rags, and all the paint scraps, and I put them in a plastic bag, and I have a section in my shed where I keep them. A couple times a year around here we have various hazmat drop-offs where you could drop off lead paint and just anything else, uranium, nuclear waste, whatever it is that you want to get rid of. But that is an important thing to note, because this paint is dangerous, environmentally unsafe. So just like the base, I'm just going around scraping whatever can come off, whatever I can get off here with the scraper. And then I'm going to hit it with the brush. Oh, look at that. I missed a piece. Little lockdown. It's a binder. Sorry. This is the saddle binder. We're going to have to throw that into purple power, the whole gamut. Scrape with the brush. I can't stress how important this stage is. It's good. It gets all the stubborn crap out of there. It lets everything open up. And you know, when you're putting your next layer, your next round of stripper on, it really just makes it work that much better. Okay, we're cleaned up now. We can put the part back. And now I could really clean this up a little bit better now, without having to feel like it's just tracking back on. Okay, there's some more scraping. Catch the light right there, we go. Look at that. There's some scraping inside. This piece is pretty much bone dry now, and again, this is going to be hit with some more citrus strip to remove anything stubborn that's remaining, and then I'll clean this in like a slop bin or something with some water. It'll probably most likely flash up a little bit with a little bit of rust, which is fine. We could just dunk this in some Evaporust or whatever. I mean, even mineral spirits might even take it out, but it shouldn't be a problem at all. Okay, there you have it. Cleaned, for the most part, cleaned pieces, castings, ready for the last and final cycle of the mighty citrus strip. that was not a plug. I'm just impressed by how well this stuff works. I mean, it really takes anything off. That's it for tonight. I'm tired. More to come. More of the same to come. I did want to show you this table, how it came out. I just popped it in the derusting, the Purple Power, and very impressed how purty it came out. So we'll be repainting the inside of that, and you know, we'll buff this out and make it look even nicer, but not a speck, not a lick of grease on here anymore. Whole bunch of scraping on that table. Now, in preparation for cleaning this main casting of the shaper here, I don't want to drop this whole thing into Purple Power. I'm going to actually try to preserve that red oil resistant paint in there. Again, the name slips me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the bottom off, and I'm starting with some paper towels. I'm going to just lay them in there for a day or so, and just wick up all of the oil and the sludge, and then I'm going to carefully wipe all of this out as best I can, and then I'm going to put this inside of a bin. I think the plan is to put it inside of a kind of like a wash tub type of a bin. I'm going to get some Purple Power, diluted though, because I don't want it to mess with the inside paint. And you know, I'm gonna clean this out as best I could before I put it into the Purple Power, and then we're gonna kind of slosh it around with like a sponge, just to remove, you know, what we can, and try to, like I said, try to keep the paint inside, the internal paint, is as good as possible. So that's the plan. So what I'll do now is I'll get a couple of paper towels, and again, the idea is just to kind of press this down onto the bottom and let it wick up, you know. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. We'll come back to this piece in a day or so, and we'll see how it's making out. We have our sump cover here, and we have a couple of these drive pins, and again, when the hole is drilled, these drive pins have like a very loose kind of thread. It's really just to grip it. So when you drive it in, it actually threads in a little bit like a corkscrew. So there's all different types and theories on how to get these out, but we're going to get new drive pins, so we're going to basically use a little Dremel here with a little tiny cutoff wheel, very thin cutoff wheel, and in essence we're going to turn these into screws. I'm going to just carve a slot in them, and then we're going to back them out with a screwdriver. So here we go. Yep, they're breaking. Heads are breaking. Wonderful. Plan B is to cut the heads off. Well, that stinks. Well, let me get some pliers. I don't have a choice. There we go. That one pulled right out. Without damaging the tag, which is what we want, so that's good. Let's see if we can get this one. Nope, I knew that was going to happen. But, oh, look at that. Would you look at that? It's really about just how tight you could get it. Boy, they are stubborn. Where's Bruce with them when you need him? I have a get her out problem. Bruce, if you're watching this, you're probably looking going, ugh, that's child's play. I could have that out in 2 seconds. Jeez. Oh, that one came out. All right, so +1 for the technique. We do still have a little stub here that we're going to have to find a way to get out, but here's the tag. It's a little warp there, but we'll straighten her out. We'll get this thing cleaned up and looking good. Can I get in there? Alright, well, this one here is proven to be tricky. I can't get in there. I keep hitting this, and I know some people are probably thinking take this off, but if you'll notice, there's a little protruding shaft that's connected, you know, to the handle. That protruding shaft went through. They put this piece of metal on here and they just peened it down, almost like a rivet. I mean, that's what it looks like. And honestly, I just don't want to take it apart like that. It's not. It seemed to be screwed. Maybe it's a press fit. I don't know. I mean, it's spring loaded, but I don't know if this is press fit into there. Let me investigate this. Alright, this will take a little bit more work with the cutoff wheel. Just a little bit. We're going to touch it up so we'll free the piece. Well, I managed to nick it a little bit here and there. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it did not get anywhere where there's paint. The nicks happened in the brass, which I'm going to try to polish up. I mean, hey, you win some, you lose some, right? And we won some and we lost some. It isn't all that bad. It didn't nick any of the intricacies of the embossed lathe, and it didn't hit anywhere where there's red paint. So, yeah, I mean, it should shine up fairly nice. Yeah, there we go. There's another one that came out. And the second one. And there she is, removed. Alright, now it's time to start cleaning the inside of this this main casting here. So I just have a toothbrush, I got a little bowl of Purple Power, and I'm literally just going in and kind of brushing its teeth, you know, all through in here. So I'm just going into the cracks here and just brushing it clean. It's going to be a long process, tedious job, but well worth it in the end. But you can see it's starting to clean it out. So without boring you too much, I'm going to get to this and we'll bring you back when she's done. Alright, so we're done now. we got it as good as I'm getting it anyway. This is going to be oily, constant oil all through there. I'm going to flood it with too much light. So I left a little purple power on the bottom there, and you could see it kind of took a little bit of that oil resistant paint away. Yeah. But anyway, she's pretty cleaned up now. I like the way it came out. You know, the sludge is gone. Cleaned up here nice too. Alright, well, what we have to do now is strip the paint off that bad boy. All these castings are all stripped now. You can see the way the aluminum ones really brightened up. There's the hand wheel. Got pieces of the control box, the electrical control box. You could see the RAM, how it flashed up, so it's got that nice orange glow, which I'll probably just wrap that in some evaporust rags, because I don't have anything big enough to put that in. You know what would be nice is a piece of PVC that would really fit that nice, and it would use just a tiny little bit of evaporust. Alright, well, there's the saddle. We got the little the clicker. I don't know what this is called, the clicker. Hate using terms like that, but you know, the advance mechanism. I don't know, whatever it is, but saddle this. Here's the tool holder. Got a little flashing on there too. So these parts will go in the evaporust dunk tank. They'll fit. This, not so much so. That's definitely not going to fit. It would leave a stain line, and I don't want that. But the hand wheel will go in as well. And then I still have to work on this. This is a big casting. This is going to have to be really cleaned up. I'm going to find some kind of a tub or bin to clean that in. And then obviously we got the main casting to start taking the paint off. I got to take the paint off. So really, there's only 3 more things to take paint off of. Is the main casting, the motor mount, and the sump cover. That's it. Once the paint is stripped, and you know the castings are all cleaned and ready to go, then the buffing stage is going to happen. We're going to get all those parts that are way over there, laying on the bench. We're going to buff them, and then we're going to wait for warm weather to paint. So we might go on hiatus for a little bit. So now this main casting is being real cooperative with me. I painted on some stripper, went around to the other side, and by the time I got to the other side, I mean, look what it's doing already, and it's just, at least the green paint's coming right off. So this citrus strip is working really fast. I'm just hanging out here on a Monday night, stripping paint. I mean, this is, honest to God, this is minutes. This only was minutes that it took for this. I probably should have waited a little bit longer. Let it get deeper in, you know, a deeper strip. But that's fine. Trying to be careful here to not get anything inside the cavity. Another thing I've done, you might notice there are 2 screws in here, and I've screwed the oil pump back in place so it's not jiggling around and, you know, compromising those little oil lines. That oil pump, it kind of makes me nervous a little bit, because there are no more oil. Oh crap! There are no more oil pumps and parts that you can buy. So you got to kind of be careful with what you have. Come on, get out of here. Boy, without the paint, it just slides right down. we're left with the undercoating now. And the funny thing is, well, there's two kinds of undercoatings. There's the brown. You can see the brown through here, and you can see the black, the dark gray stuff. So I don't know why they use two. And again, it might be that Gliptal paint. This was heavy up in here, so I'm going to blob it on thick. I'm going to blob it on thick inside this edge of this dovetail or these ways. This would be fun to do this for a living. Just restore machinery all day. Alright, time to do all that again. Yeah, I didn't wait long enough. Seems like it's only got the green stuff off. We should leave it like this. Leave it this color. It's the Artisan Model shaper from South Bend. Special, unique colors. Limited run. I would really love to know what the what the recipe was. You know, like what kind of paint this was, this black stuff, and what brand. Anybody who's got any inside information about South Bend undercoating, leave some comments. Let me know. I'd love to find out. All right, that's it for tonight. We'll let this sit. And I just wanted to give you a little showing of the base is all done now. You can see it's all flashed up. We took this up, we cleaned it with soap and water, got off all the residual undercoating and stuff. Really scrubbed it to the 10th degree. It's clean. And we're gonna wipe. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna wipe this down with like an evaporust rag. Literally, just go like this, because this surface rust will come off like that. Clean it up and get ready for painting. But for painting, we have to wait for the warm weather. It was 27 degrees yesterday morning when I woke up camping with the Boy Scouts, with my son and with the Boy Scouts. We woke up to 27-degree weather, so that was cold. Alright, we're going to do this one too. We forgot to do our little sump cover here. So we will just slosh this around here, get it all painted up. Get it all in there. Flip it over. Put some on this side. And I think that should be it for tonight. Alright. Calling it a night. Alright, that's that.